If you love a wing liner and have a saggy eyelid and wrinkles, keep on watching. Okay, so let me come nice and close so you can actually see it properly. So we're gonna start with a powder eyeshadow and an angled brush. So we're gonna get a little bit of that brown just on the end of the brush. And you need to look straight in the mirror with the eyes open because you need to see when your eyes are open where your wing eyeliner is going. So technically you should follow this line from the end of your nose to the end of the eye, pulling it up towards the end of your eyebrow. So when you have your eyeshadow on the brush, all you're gonna do is just look in the mirror and we are going to stamp. Okay, so you see now with the eye closed, I can see roughly where the line is. I do have lots of wrinkles at the moment. If you have wrinkles like I do, it's really important to keep your eyes open because if you do your eyeliner with your eyes closed and then you open, it's going to look wobbly. I'm just going to stamp the other side as well. Looking straight into the mirror. And that gives me an indication to where my eyeliner needs to go. Now that I'm comfortable with the placement, I'm going to move into the actual eyeliner. For this purpose, I like to use a gel eyeliner and an angle brush. Now, this is really important. Because I'm using a gel eyeliner, I need to use that angle brush, and you have to place the product on both sides of your brush. So you go from here, turn your brush, both sides. And you do that because you're going to end up sharpening the brush as well. So the brush will give you that really fine line. So when you're creating your eyeliner, you get a lot more precision. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did with the eyeshadow. We're going to look in the mirror and we're going to stamp it. Okay. And now I have that line and that's my beginning. Now you can close your eye. You see I do have a lot of texture at the moment, but you do want to try to avoid lifting your eyelid like this because once you let go, it changes shape, okay? So it's really important to just work with the skin you have. So I am just bringing that down and slowly I'm going to start filling up. And I'm just going to see how I'm just kind of stamping that really close to my lash line. And don't worry if it's looking a little bit too wobbly because we're going to work on this, okay? So again, get the brush and go really close. And you need to fill in all the little gaps between the natural lash and the eyeliner. To do that, you can actually lift the eyelid so you can actually see I have loads of gaps there. And I am just going to sharpen the end of the eyeliner. And I turn my brush the other way. Always when you're working with a brush like this, you want the shorter end to be pulling, if that makes sense. And you see how you get that really sharp line. So you can see all my wrinkles because I don't actually like to use beauty filters. Okay, now I put more product on both sides and I can see the lines are a little bit wobbly. Again, when you're looking at the eyeliner, you usually look at the eyeliners with the eyes open. So when I have my eyes open, straight here, I can see there's a little fold just there. Okay, and I'm just trying to fill that in. If I lift my eyebrows, can you see that? Eyeliner goes really far. Okay, so we are just filling in. Now, because my eyes are getting a little bit saggy, I do get that funny shape when I'm doing my eyeliner. Can you see? So it's almost like it goes down, but then when my eyes are open, it's straight. Now, to finesse that, I'm just getting a little bit more product. Now I want to bring this eyeliner all the way in because that's going to help elongate my eye. So I'm just using that brush and I am creating a little wing on the inside. And now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So I'm looking here straight into the mirror. I apply product on both sides of the brush. And again, I'm just going to stamp. Okay, so I already had that kind of stencil from the eyeshadow. And now I can close my eye and start bringing that all the way in. And you see how, again, I'm using always the shorter side of the brush is the side that you're going to pull in. Again, I'm looking with the eyes open. And I'm creating that wing. You can see I made a mistake, but that was on purpose. So I can show you how to clean it, okay? So again, I'm just following, see how I turn the brush? And I am just following that shape. And I'm just filling that in. And I'm gonna bring the color all the way in. And I'm gonna create that little wing on the inside. And then we're gonna fix the mess. Now, if I look at them, they're not even, okay? That's fine, because it's important for you to know how to fix that when you make a mistake. So what we're gonna need a very small cotton bud, and we're gonna need some makeup removal. Okay, so now to clean that mistake, I have here my cotton bud and a little bit of makeup removal. And I am just going to pull that very slowly. And I'm gonna remove all the bits that don't need to be there. Just remember that I'm actually using a waterproof product, so the makeup removal needs to remove waterproof products. So I feel like the top here was a little bit too high as well compared to the other side. So I am cleaning the edges, and I'm also gonna clean this. I'm using the other side now without any makeup removal, and I'm just cleaning that darkness. Now I just need to check if they're a little bit more even, a little bit more. Now I just need to get a little bit more product because it does dry quite quickly. So I'm getting a little bit more gel eyeliner. Same product on both sides of the brush. Look in the mirror and continue that line. So they're looking a little bit more similar now. I just need to sharpen the edges. Because I have the black eyeliner, I can see a little gap between the root of the lash and my eye. So just under here, that section, I can actually see, and that really annoys me. But to hide that, we do something that we call tight line. And tight lining is filling up that little gap there. It's really important how you hold your pencil. You don't want to go directly on the eye because you don't want to stab yourself. It needs to be on an angle, either down or up. I prefer it down because then the point of the pencil is not going directly on my eye or on my skin. So we're just going to lift and we're going to go back and forwards, oops, with that black. This is not the most comfortable thing you can do, but it definitely makes a difference. I can see it's black, and there I can see loads of little gaps. And this is how you create a wing liner. If you like this tutorial, subscribe to my channel and let me know what else would you like to learn.